Enchantress.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have all come together to watch the final, the last game, the last series of Europe and CIS here at the BTS Pro Series Season number 4 with T-Panda TeaGuvnor, Team Spirit and Vikingg GG, best of 5. This should be a banger. Man, it is great to be here. And obviously, two great teams, one of the most handsomest co-casters I could find, and overall a fantastic package just before Christmas. TeaGuvnor, welcome.
Keeper of the light.
Hi. Yeah, how you doing, mate? This is splendid.
How do we start this?
All right, so let's ignore the draft for a second and just talk about the fact that we have an EU v CIS final, like we mentioned yesterday. The playoffs basically allowed for one semifinal being the EU teams, one semifinal being the CIS team. So it allows for us to have some inter-regional grand final, like we've seen in most of the big tournaments in the last couple iterations. Other than that, Team Spirit, just in case you're not aware, that is Yellow Submarine. They just got picked up by Team Spirit. I think just last week, if that, last couple of days. So it is, Yellow Submarine Team Spirit versus Vikingg in the grand final. And this is new patch. Meta's kind of the same, but the heroes are very, very different. To some degree. Not really. I take that back. PA's still here. No, Sven, no. I mean, Sven's not here, all right? In the back of my mind, I was thinking of Sven, all right? Sven, see ya, buddy. I'm not seeing... Oh, mate, we're not going to see that for some time.
It's very true. I think all the Nordics are gone. Sven's out. Magnus, well, he's not really around because people are like, there are more interesting heroes to play. So there's definitely that. And they also even mention... We're still going without any map changes, any economy changes, which are most likely to drop in the near future. At least I hope they do before the DPC event starts. And most importantly, have at least a week or two time to kind of adapt and learn what's going to happen. So that everybody doesn't go in cold feet to their first qualifier games, because that would suck for open qualifier teams and close qualifier teams. That would suck for them the most.
But that's the interesting thing, right? Based on You said about the Twitter and how the update was meant to be 3 gig and only 1.6, etc. The No One tweet, if you saw Epicenter Twitter, they had a comment from No One saying there will be these changes coming. So it will be really exciting to see if within the next week or so, are we going to get big XP changes, big gold changes, all the kind of major meta dictating stuff. So yeah, I just love the fact that if that is to be true, we have this kind of 2-tier patch where round 1 is just learn the heroes, guys. Just learn what shards do, learn what's happening. We can find out what's bugged and broken. And then, a week later, they throw in all the heavy stuff. But alas, that's all for next week. For now, Team Spirit, Vikingg, GG. Vikingg were first pick in the draft. They picked up the Enchantress. It was banned out in both the series, both the games they played out yesterday. And they go back for their Kotl. Aramis played it both games as well. It was very annoying to deal with. Probably one of the best supports, in my opinion, of the patch so far.
Yeah, very big nuisance. And Team Spirit were able to score a victory with Enchantress. So let's see how Vikingg pulls off the Ench this time. I think the most notorious Ench performance I've actually seen is not even actually from either of these two teams. I think it was the Thunder Predator team back in NASA. A few weeks ago in another tournament that was I saw this Enchantress diving tier 2 towers at the 7-8 minute mark with what's it called, a Satyr Tormentor, the one with the Hadouken. So
just run him down.
Yeah, so you have this level 6, level 5 Enchantress, 7 minutes in a tier 2 tower just diving you. That's when you really feel like your enemy's pulse 5 is feeling it. So if Vikingg can pull off something similar with some dangerous Ench plays, those are definitely on the table and it can happen. And now with that Kotl, that goddamn Kotl, we did actually discuss with Celery, I think, after the series, and I was like, goddamn Kotl looks good. And he said the same thing. I was like, goddamn Kotl actually looks really goddamn good right now. So Spice.
It has everything, right?
It does.
So the key thing is, when Kotl got changed in the last couple patches and you lost that recall ability, people were quite angry. What's happening? Then of course Will-O-Wisp came into play. Everyone was happy about the team fight aspect, but the key thing was you didn't have that free illuminate during the day where you could run away. You had that recall, and then the blinding. There's so many things like where you really wanted it to be back, and then now you've got the Will-O-Wisp, you've got the blinding light, you got the recall. And now you have this new spell, which is so strong, especially when it's 15% magic amp, or technically magic reduction to that hero, but either way, it's magic amp to you as well, technically. But yeah, it's very strong. And when you see this Ench pick as well, yesterday we saw Vikingg run the Kotal with Furion twice. And it's the idea that you have a hero that can just keep pushing the objective, keep winning a lane, and then suddenly this Kotal, who's heavily enabling your side lane, you play a really fast tempo game. Like Kotal just goes for a quick ags, gets that big team fight, dragging these heroes across the map. Ench is always setting up, or the Furion from yesterday. Like it's just really known to play with. So I hope to see that fast pace from Vikingg as well. And Team Spirit, their response is they're trying to slow down that aggression with like a Witch Doctor pick. It's that cask has high value against what an Ench type lineup provides. It's that quick run at you. For Vikingg, they go for the same strat of yesterday, where it won't be this Nyx plus Kotal off lane where it's the stun, the impale into illuminate. You have the chakra to help with the more impales. And yeah, Toby's just playing these really obnoxious off lanes. So far, we've seen one bounty game, one Nyx game, and he's just in your face. It's so annoying to deal with.
But now with, to talk about, like, okay, he picks out the Nyx assassin, but let's talk about if he actually went for something like a Doom, another obnoxious hero to go up against, because Satanic, nerfed to the ground, no status resistance, doesn't that make Doom really strong right now?
Yeah and no. Like, you still need to get out of laning phase, so mid Doom for sure can be very good, but in principle, Doom's still very strong. Only a few cores would want to buy Satanic anyway, right? So I think Doom's in the exact same place, and status resistance in general, that is like a key thing to look at. Like the idea that Satanic has been removed, I think for big picture, the status resistance has been removed. For big picture of the game, that's where we were looking for. But yeah, Doom for sure is still a very good hero. Also, fun fact, by the way, it is Toby's birthday today. I did see that on Wikipedia, and I forgot to mention it when we opened up the game. So happy birthday, Toby.
Happy birthday, Toby, indeed.
Good luck, but again, can't be biased, mate. I'm a caster. Obviously. So I don't wish you enough luck to win, but I wish you just enough luck to have a good day. All right, so you find the happy medium, but anyway, best wishes, mate.
Exactly. I think that's just, you know, like honest and being friendly in a sense, because, you know, it's a birthday and, you know, maybe it gives him something of that extra flair, so to say. When it's on his birthday, maybe he plays something flashy instead of like those you said annoying offlane.
He's playing Nyx. So. He's already playing. He's playing his Nyx, though, mate. He's got exactly what he's wanted. He's set himself up to have this birthday.
Yeah.
And Team Spirit actually picked the Batrider into the Nyx. Years have gone by and Nyx has been the counter to Batrider. Same kind of principle of Nyx into Viper. You just run into the Firefly into that AoE damage. You carapace, you stun him up. You can completely mitigate his ability to really enter the team fight confidently.
Yeah.
But then Vikingg, they respond to the Batrider with a Void because they need a core that can buy that MKB. They need a hero that can also survive against the Batrider. And Void is one of those few heroes that can, because the time dilation prevents the napalm stacks. He can also then time walk away from any of this quick damage. So yeah, I think Vikingg, they have a really scary draft for just laning presence, but then just map control. And in the rare scenario, and I roll my eyes at this, in the rare scenario that the Nyx finds the PA and is able to actually get Vendetta right click on the PA, sure, we have a break. The blurb will not work. But in the rare scenario that he's able to get through the Doctor, the Clock, and the Bat, we'll get to see that too.
I kind of like the idea that Team Spirit, they went for the Batrider without actually banning any of the Heart Dispellers, basically. So when they could have maybe taken away the Legion Commander, they've already banned the Doom in the first phase. We talked about, like, the Doom pick for Toby later on, because obviously first ban also there. But like, those oracles and all that, when you already see the Enchantress and the Coddle picks come out, you're like, okay, you're not gonna go for another support pick anyway, because you already have your 5s and 4s locked in. So you're kind of
just doing OG, mate.
You're feeling very comfortable just going on a bat pick, because I know they can't do anything against you. Well, Nyx maybe, but
yeah, exactly. I think the other thing as well, the Ench can fare okay against bat because of the enchant slow that comes into play. But yeah, like you said, this bat pick, it's more about there isn't that instant lane counter coming in from the support, so he doesn't really care, because Batrider as well nowadays, they go for bots, straight BKB. And if you get that, if you have a grid lane and you're not playing into the next lane, and then you get the BKB, you don't care about that matchup. So as much as there's that counter in play, like the itemization and the general plan of a Batrider, can play against the Knicks. The point is, when we've seen Toby play yesterday, he likes to collapse out of laning phase very quickly, get his 6 and just start making plays. Like on the Bounty Hunter, he was tracking everyone. On the Knicks, he was just using Vendetta. Sure, he didn't really get kills, but he was just still being a very annoying hero. And that's what I'd like to see him do in this game, where you get that quick 6, you just suddenly teleport to that bat lane, you kill off the bat, and now he doesn't get the bots at like minute 10. He can't farm a quick BKB. And then you're looking at the spirit that the spirit supports, the Witch Doctor on the clock, having to try and look for kills. And these two supports, they actually aren't the most comfortable heroes running into the likes of a Void or a Coddle. The Blinding Light mitigates the battery assault from Clockwork. The Void can always get away from the clock, and there's not that hard lockdown. That's a nice puck pick as well.
It is.
This Viking lineup's very scary.
It does synergize. It does work with the Coddle, does work with the Knicks, you know, just lining up stuns, keeping them close to each other. Kind of isolating some heroes, and Void can also now kind of use Chronosphere for single pickoffs because, you know, Puck is creating a lot of space, and also that early damage that Puck provides. Because
exactly,
I've always
cheap
had
for sure.
Yeah, cheap damage, because that's what I've been thinking. If a Puck can't carry the game by himself in 20 minutes, it's over. That's kind of the mentality you have. So that's why you have Faceless Void to back you up in the later parts. But Puck will have a lot of impact in the early game.
Yeah, really strong pick for sure. Like, I was literally about to say the same point, so thank you, Panda, for stealing my point. I now don't really have anything to say about Puck.
It's all good.
But no,
we can talk about what the Spirit want to fill their lineup with, seeing the Puck pick come in.
Well, that also puts me in the point of having to actually make a prediction and to really test my analytics skills. It's a new patch, mate. I'm kind of scared to do that. So let's look at this Puck one more time. They need an int hero that can play off the recall, that can play off that, oh, what? He's here? You know, one of those moments. So that's where the Puck fares pretty well. If I keep adding additional points, you know, 17 seconds left, eventually Spirit will pick, and then I don't have to make a prediction.
I'm just going to go wild. I'll just say Shadow Fiend. I'll just say Shadow Fiend out of nothing, and I don't really have anything else. No. You have like a damage stealer and a flash farmer.
Kunkka. No, yeah.
But you were probably wanting to say Kunkka while I was talking, so
yeah,
I'll give
I was.
we always run into this.
I looked at the bans and I saw DK Tiny, which are like the two, like Tiny auto kills Puck, and then DK is like the hard counter. So what Vikingg were banning out were just kind of early damage mitigators that can just frontline. And then I was gonna, after my memes, I wasn't even gonna joke here. I was kind of gonna get along the lines of a Kunkka hero, but you know, oh well, our memes, you know, went over above the predictions. But alas, they go for the Kunkka. It is a really good Kunkka game for the idea of Vikingg. They want to run at you. They want to be non-stop aggressive with their lineup. The Void will try and be that outscaling hero, but the Kunkka with that boat buff, the ability to frontline, really obnoxious. I hope we get to see his shard, because it is the dumbest thing. It's like you just have this little water tidal wave pool thing, and it just gently pushes back these heroes. It's like, no, don't fight me now. Yeah,
it's
so
actually
weird.
Interesting, because if you think about like outside of the game lore-wise, and how Tidehunter and Kunkka kind of fit in together, because Tide is slowing them with the same kind of gush, and Kunkka is actually pushing them away with the same kind of gush.
Yeah, but why is Tide's gush such a poor visual?
It's
but
like a puddle.
Kunkka's shard is like, ooh,
it's
look
true.
at that. And
it's
then Tide's just
true.
like, yeah, like justice for Tide. Let's get. We want the Kunkka animation on the Tide gush, okay?
Yeah, I think it should be the other way around, exactly.
It
because
100% should. Why
his name is literally the goddamn Tidehunter. He's supposed to be in those waves, smacking you with that big anchor, and then instead he just, you know, spits on the and just.
Look at that. You like that? A little bit of damage. It's so sad. But alas, Team Spirit, you know, actually, I kind of like how they rounded out the draft for sure. This Kunkka does. It does run out the draft in the idea of he can stop that aggression, but he is the only hero that can stop that aggression. He needs to be so active in the map in regards to being in the right place at the right time. And that's really hard to do when you're against a Nyx, an Ench, and a Coddle, because the Ench is always going to be scouting out with the creeps. The Nyx will always be scouting out with the Vendetta, and the Coddle can always recall the Puck of the Void, the hero that doesn't have TP available. So if Kunkka's present in these fights, then maybe they can turn it around. But also, if you get over that kind of the idea of damage mitigation that is Kunkka, you have to think about what damage does Spirit even bring in these early fights. And Witch Doctor Clock, maybe at 6 they can provide big fight. Bat Rider with levels, but early on, Vikingg do have the superior draft. So again, we need to see Toronto Tokyo have a really standout game.
He does. And also, I think something that we might want to, like, if we want to build a storyline for the grand finals. We mentioned Toby having his birthday, the offlaner for Vikingg GG. What about Team Spirit? We've got Collapse playing on Batrider. Yesterday, absolutely insane performance from the youngster. He's several years younger than Toby is. He's proven himself to be a very capable player. But I guess hindsight 2020, we can go in like who is the, well, at least series-wise, the better offlaner player. So I think that is something that we can, like, not directly
you're throwing this down to a
put
showdown? It's bloody Toby's birthday, and you're like, yeah, mate, so if you lose this series, Collapse is the better offlane. No.
I mean,
Technically, that is true,
true,
right?
Yeah.
That is true, though, technically. Like, the winner should, in theory, be better, but... You know, no pressure, Toby. Again, it is your birthday.
Yeah, I think I need to rephrase my words a little bit better there, because I didn't mean to sound so harsh with that, but I mean the idea behind it, that
it ain't harsh,
keeping an eye open, keeping an eye open
a lot harsher, Panda.
Because I feel like Collapse can make these really flashy plays by himself. And he's got the hero that he's capable of doing those, while you see the Nyx Assassin can be more of that, like, oh, look at that. Instead of like, oh my god, what a play. Because, you know, the heroes are playing. Nyx Assassin is more of that, you know, surprise element. Batrider can make those quick plays happen. So, it doesn't really justify or give enough justice to how well these two guys have been playing.
Yeah.
And they only actually have played one series, which is the thing. So, they're just coming in from a victory into the grand finals.
Exactly, on this patch.
This patch as well.
There we go, yeah.
Who's going to have the 100% win rate?
Oh, damn, going into Christmas. Wow,
I think that's
hype,
something.
And
that concerns way
like...
more players. Oh, Miposhka finds a courier. That's Toby's courier going down. That's a salve dead. Not a panic salve, though. He's fine.
He's chilling.
He's chilling. So Bad's also connected the creep wave in top, allowing Collapse to hit at early level 2. Clockwork's going to go bully Enchantress. Keep Celery away.
Where are you going?
So now that Batrider's going to hit 2, you have Firefly, you have Napalm, so enabling that as well with the vision. And also maybe some well, bullying damage in a sense. So Ram is looking for a solo kill, but there's a Fairy Fire. And Miposhka actually lives. Illuminate comes through.
So
and the Fairy Fire keeps him alive. Good attempt.
I'd say the important thing about top lane, though, was the fact that they had this kind of 1.5 creep wave where it had a couple more melee creeps into it, which allowed Shad to completely remove the creep wave, his own dire creep wave. So Batrider, even though he gets a little bit of XP, he just missed absolutely everything. And Shad, he's had nothing taken away from him. Yatara getting first blood in bot lane. Poor old Cole early on, especially with the fact that you don't have this blinding light and you are a solar bind boy now, you are very much a victim to your positioning. And I keep liking to kind of reference a Kotal +1 lane as like the Viper +1 lane, where level 1, 2, 3, it can kind of be a bit awkward where you can die, but then when you get to like 4, 5+, that's when you start dominating. When you have the chakra, the points in the illuminate, you're really just applying that pressure.
To do some UI fixing there. Apparently we have the BO3 left from
you did, mate, yeah.
I thought I fixed the BO5 for the playoff bracket, but I also forgot that it's actually the draft screen as well. So my bad, it's fixed, it's dealt with.
Yeah, that's right. Happens though, mate.
It's just we didn't see the Coddle kill, unfortunately for that. But
oh, you didn't? Oh well.
No. But I'm glad you narrated through it though.
No, yeah, that's fine. I actually predicted that you'd be doing the HUD, so that's why I went into such detail
honestly,
on a single kill. Yeah.
It's best if you have the T-Tours at the start.
That's true. To be fair though, I thought, like, have we seen at grand finals where T-Tours have happened like during the big clutch fight? Like maybe like the observer just goes to sleep in like the game-winning fight.
Hopefully we didn't just jinx it. Oh, stun connecting on Miposhka. Illuminate comes through as well after the impale. A decent amount of damage, but it doesn't take down this Witch Doctor. Toby finally gets that courier and the salve. That's a magic wand with some extra HP for himself. Ern almost ready. 11 CS picked up, 16 on the PA though, so a little bit better for the Yatoro Phantom Assassin. But Toby's still getting a good amount of farm.
Yeah, like this bot lane isn't really that strong from Team Spirit, simply because of the value of an early stick or wand. Nyx naturally has really good armor and regen anyways. He's bought the Ring of Protection, and you have this Coddle with you, so it is very much a happy Nyx lane. There could be some lanes where Nyx can't ever approach the lane, like maybe like a Juggernaut +1 where he just gets spun down. But especially when it's a PA as your carry, you just thrive in these type of situations.
CIS is also pretty even in mid. It's very difficult as a puck to try and dodge Tidebringers. It's near impossible, but
you can just pump fake it, and then he wastes the phase and off he goes again. But he has done a pretty good job in fairness. Boom. He has dodged I think 2 or 3 so far, simply because Toronto Tokyo isn't cancelling and he's just fully committing. But again, Boom he's doing a pretty stellar job. 26. Oh, I can't read. 27-1.
Yeah. They get to contest at least the bounties, but by the looks of it, so does Team Spirit. They get 2 bounties for themselves, so 2 for 2. That means our bounty situation is 5-3 in favor of Vikingg.
Oh, I wish I tested in lobby actually beforehand, but can you use the witch shot to shard whilst like rooted or obviously not stunned, but for any of
I
these,
don't
like,
really know how that works.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see, but that's going to be hype. I bought 1 witch shot to ag shard, and it was so refreshing because an Ursa would jump me, and then I'd be like, boop, I'm now a ward.
Celery.
Bye, Celery.
That kill force so bad with the help of Collapse. Also trying to get rid of that enchanted ghost.
Yeah.
That is 77 damage on that ghost when it's controlled by the Ench. 77. And a slow.
You get plus 30 damage when you're on level 2 enchant. It is really, really annoying. Who's gonna get a 6-minute rune?
Which one is it? At least he denies it from Puck refilling his bottle.
Yeah, unfortunately as well, Celery actually instantly TP'd into mid as well. So when Puck went for the 50-50, she lost and didn't get the refill from the Enchantress either. So kind of an upsetting moment for Boom there. Only now having 1 bottle charge to retreat to the jungle. But actually keeping top now.
Close attempt there, yeah. Celery in the jungle, so bad's there. Boom is trying to look for an easy quick kill. Might have to use ulti. Yeah.
Ooh.
Has to secure the kill with the ultimate, yeah.
If he didn't have to use Dream Coil there, like that'd be amazing. Because like, look at this rotation. He goes top. He only missed 2 creeps.
Oh, he dies getting the coconut out. And Yatoro, can he capitalize on this? He's trying his best onto Aramis, but the solar bind will slow him down, so he's unable to keep the chase.
Vikingg are trying to just make the initial moves. A really key thing as well that we haven't mentioned is Ancients. The damage from Magic was 70% previous patch, now 50%. Collapse is gone on a little bit here, so yeah, a moment of silence for the fight.
Yeah, did you actually see? Oh, Chrono. Collapse was chasing Celery around, but he's gonna bite the dust.
They keep fighting at like the perfect points so that I can't do any talking about analysis.
Yeah.
It's thoroughly annoying. But anyway, more importantly, I'm going to quickly say it before the next fight breaks out. Ancient 70% reduction, now 50%, so people with magic damage can do it. Thank God you didn't take a fight. Oh my God.
Dire's middle tower
for once,
damage.
It's hard to squeeze in sometimes.
But in bot lane, I'm joking.
Yeah, I was looking at that. Oh. But the thing was, when you were about to talk about those Ancients, you did see Celery actually blocked the pull from Collapse, who was stacking it. And he's coming back again, but he's going to be late this time. Meanwhile, Viposhka dies to Aramis, and Celery is coming to contest.
Alright, can we just watch Batrider farm Ancients, please? Because last patch, this wasn't a thing.
Go. 6 stacks. We're going to look at the Ancient Dragon.
Like, look at this. Why?
Decent enough damage. Meanwhile, Celery is dying in the river.
I don't care. Why can a Batrider happily farm these golems with confidence? Of course, he's got Napalm and many of them, but like, bring me back. You know what? I want 90% magic resistance.
Oh, okay. You want even more, just because of the Batrider.
A CM could probably ult them now. You know, like if you're walking through the jungle and you accidentally misclick your ult, and you're like, "Sorry, PA with Battle Fury, didn't mean to ult your own ancient camp." You know, like that can happen.
Well, at least if we look at the net worth, we've got our Kunkka leading with 4,500 net worth, just above the Faces Void. PA, 700 gold behind the Vikingg GG carry. Otherwise, looks like the farm is pretty nicely spread out. And now hunting on Miposhka, Vikingg GG with 4 heroes into bottom. Some quick work on Miposhka. Puck has also built up a double null talisman with the power treads. Is this the wave clearing thing? Same with the Wind Ranger?
Yeah, pretty much.
I think the reasoning's the same.
Have mana regen, be able to always have this kind of early damage, but if you just look at this disparity between Puck and Kunkka right now, it's the fact that Kunkka, he just flash farms jungle, he can't be pressured by Puck, so it forces Puck to make moves on the map. Kunkka naturally doesn't want to be proactive in his rotations. He wants to look towards the enemy team diving, TP in, and utilizing X mark. But with his heroes that he has, there's no one to really play off. There isn't any turnaround potential and this early damage that we mentioned. So we are going to see Team Spirit focus more at farming inwardsly, you know, utilize that jungle, wave clear when possible. But if Vikingg group up for a tower, it should, you know, most of the times fall unless Team Spirit bring 4 or 5 heroes.
At least Team Spirit, they do have their Boots of Travels now ready on Collapse, so the mobility is up for the Bat Rider. Now going on to a Blink Dagger, but that does mean that Team Spirit's not necessarily wanting to take initiation-based fights. Maybe the Kunkka does the work for the first minutes, get that Blink Dagger up. Team Spirit looks like they want to just farm for a few more minutes, kind of allowing Vikingg GG to do the same. Toby TPing in top, however, I feel like Vikingg want to take the initiative. And there's the stun, and this is going to be like, okay, he doesn't get the impale off.
Bit awkward.
But there's the hook shot, the lasso comes through as well. Here comes a Mud Golem, and the Impetus Spear will finish the job. Clockwork's going to get caught up as well. Miposhka comes out of the trees. Stunning Celery, but Shad and Toby nicely spread out, so no further casualties. Batrider taken out, but Chrono has been used in Toronto, Tokyo. He looks like he's up to no good. Puck is TPing in as well. That's a lot of traffic in top now.
Yep. But Tokyo can die here. He has the armlet, but...
He's 1700 HP.
Yeah. He double bracelet, armlet phase. Like, this is his kind of big timing right now, where he can decide to either A, just continue farming jungle and just get super hard and like super tanky. But realistically, Team Spirit needs someone to start making these moves. And you want to see Witch Doctor Clock Bat play behind this Kunkka, open up the map for the PA to get her farm, because if they don't start looking to cross that river and to make plays, you suddenly see Vikingg really set the tempo of the game.
Yeah.
Ooh, and Void's going for a Maelstrom. All right.
Yeah, Maelstrom into BKB. So, what is the reasoning behind the Maelstrom here? There's no illusions to clear. There's only one possible Blink Dagger coming out, and that's also a long shot to cancel a Blink Dagger with a Maelstrom proc.
I think, well, there's kind of one meme answer and one real answer. Real answer is going to be he just wants to... Yeah, Glipnir is the meme answer, yep. Okay. And the real answer is probably just farm speed, wants to be able to take these earlier fights and deal with the tankiness of like a Kunkka and PA, potentially. Like the Maelstrom procs, play off the lightning. That could be a play. And also Mask of Madness, you don't want to buy against PA, so you need to have some farm speed. He doesn't want to buy Midas because his team's looking to fight. So yeah, realistically, yeah, Maelstrom's the best farming item here actually. Yeah,
trying to click a hero is really hard here. I'm going to keep opening the secret shop as Toronto Tokyo is rewarded the kill on Toby. Next assassin surprised by a looming sentry ward on top of the cliff. That will be the 5th kill for Team Spirit and an opening maybe on this tier 1 tower in the top lane. But they're teleporting bottom with Boom. Boom and Shad. If they can find Collapse, that could be a worthy pickoff for them. Boom is hunting.
The key difference in this game for Vikingg compared to the series yesterday, they aren't so confident to make these aggressive plays because they are scared of this Kunkka threat. Like, Toronto Tokyo, he has one component of BKB, 7.5k gold. Like, he is so happily already positioned in the lane that Vikingg needs to play. Like, bot tower fell. Where does Vikingg play? Mid? Okay, so Tokyo parks top. He can TP mid if needed, and Vikingg will just die if the Kunkka is present.
Yeah. Setting up towards mid as well. Vikingg are moving away, but they're coming back to Collapse, and Boom, he's been hunting for this Batrider for over a minute now, and he gets the ulti connected. Shad is also there. Chrono's available, trying to juke him around, forces the Chrono to come out, and they're going to have to give away this Batrider's life. Might lose their mid-tier 1 tower as a trade, though. He's coming in from cellar, even when they see him.
He's
Not quite
dead.
sure what's the idea behind this. It does take them quite some time. Toby gets the stun on 2. The Witch Doctor ulti is still pummeling Toby. And Boom comes in as well. Yatoro gets a jump on Aramis. Blinding Light comes out as well. The Tomato is bullying the Phantom Assassin, and they have a clear target on their sights. So bad with a hook shot on the back line. Just trying to keep Vikingg away. Boom is still hunting. Trying to go on Miposhka. The Coconut comes out as well. There comes Yatoro. Might have gone a bit too deep, but the damage ain't enough on this PA right now. And Boom. Okay, here comes the X mark. The boat might be enough to kill off Boom, and he will dodge it. There's the lasso, though. It's going to be enough. They're going to take down one Shad. Gets the time walk out in time. Makes this Void will get to live through. But that Tomato, combined with the Illuminate, does do a decent amount of damage. But in the end, Vikingg can actually hold their mid-tier 1 tower. It's a 1-for-2 trade for Team Spirit.
Overall, pretty good hold from Vikingg, but still a net win for Spirit in the idea that they are so hard to kill. They didn't really use that much here. They kind of, ran mid. Kunkka just existed. I think maybe if Vikingg tried going on the same hero, they would be able to easily kill over the Kunkka or the PA. But the issue is at the start of the fight, the Clockwork had such a great disconnect, hooking onto the back lines. It allowed for Team Spirit just to, safely disengage. But in terms of net worth, though, if you, I don't know if you're showing that right now, it's the fact that this Nyx off lane, he is the chap that's meant to be the aggressor, start, take down laning phase, run around the map and try and make things happen.
Toby.
Oh, there.
Surprise!
Right. There we go.
Not your birthday gift, though.
I said meant because he hasn't really been able to do it, and this was going to be the next part. He can't really run into Team Spirit's side right now because they're just grouping up together. Evident, literally what we just saw.
One more hook shot comes through. Can they connect anything? They can't get the lasso on him, but the Coconut comes through. Maledict is there as well. He's going to take him for a little bit more damage. Collapse goes in for an aggressive deep dive, and it will pay off. He gets the damage with that aggressive blink in. That also does mean that we do have a Blink Dagger Batrider, which we haven't actually had.
That's actually pretty fast.
I mean, he finished his Boots of Travels in what, 10 minutes? Then he lined up his Blink Dagger. He's finished it in less than 6 minutes. And we're still in, like, semi-early game, to be honest.
Yeah. I like the fact that Collapse did go for this Blink Dagger. He allowed himself to, some players under the threat of a Nyx would be scared. Okay, well, I have to go BKB because of carapace, but it identifies all he needs to do is get that initial jump, that initial connection with the lasso, and then hopefully that PA or that extra little +1 can come through and get that kill. And if the Nyx is in the position where he's trying to carapace the Batrider, then maybe you could also hope that your team should be able to punish him for that as well. Play around vision, that's the key thing. If you have good vision, you don't have to respect the Nyx. And Team Spirit, they are not really respecting the Nyx in the idea that they have the sentries down, so why do we have to be scared of this 4.8k net worth off lane that's just kind of running around hoping to find like a stray hero? Just play together and he can't be a hero.
I guess they're aiming towards the later parts of the game where that Chronosphere really has that big impact. The Puck ulti misses. They're going to use the Chrono once again to catch the Batrider, and it will be enough for Ramis. Even throws in that Illuminate just to make sure they get the kill. But again, now, I mean, they can use the Puck ulti. Even if it misses, it's the, it's the initial damage. They hold them in place, and then they're still using the Chrono after, because Void can't just, single-handedly take down this Batrider. It's still like 1700 HP, a very fast hero, very mobile. Puck ulti is not that long of a cooldown. The Chrono is, though. So I think that's the downside of Vikingg, is that they can't use their Chrono for like these big plays. Spirit also understand that. So if they keep on trading, does that mean the Batrider's not going to TP?
Void in top lane. Oh, Coconut RNG. Miposhka went for like the most ambitious Coconut I've ever seen in my life. You know what, lads? There's 5 creeps there plus a Void. I bet you it'll
So that's his Roshan.
Alright.
As soon as Batriders respawn, he TP top. Yeah. He just instantly said Roshan. Like an indicator.
They're looking for it, but no, maybe not. Like, PA is about to complete the BKB, and this for Team Spirit is by far the best timing against the strategy that Vikingg has implemented in the playoffs so far of BTS Pro Series. It's the fact that they want to go skirmishing, they want to go fight, they want to go at you. Team Spirit, they have both countered that through this Kunkka pick, but also key optimization.
Next in mid,
But
Team
look at the
Spirit, they're
gun
going to reinitiate. A lot of damage comes through from the Tidebringer. They've got the Ignis. The bolt comes in as well, and boom, again, he's just going to dodge it. Just like before, Ignis falls, they can't get the clockwork kill, and Vikingg, they're also brought back to full HP. They have this Mechanism Enchantress. We don't always see it, but he is the optimal carrier for it in the team. I think that's a smart choice as well, like building your mech on a +5. It might take a little bit longer, but you're still able to get it, then why not? Just be this big, massive healing machine.
Thing is, it is pretty cheap. It's 1,800 gold, technically 1,900 if you round up, so it's
still a lot of money for a +5.
No, it is. I think the item build-up also feels a little bit better nowadays, especially because you have the headdress, you can go chainmail. It's not that bad. For Team Spirit, though, this mid-fight, one Kunkka appears, prevents the jump onto the clock, and they don't need to take the fight because the PA just wasn't ready. She didn't have the the BKB yet, sorry. 500 gold away. That's when you're going to see that type of fight where Vikingg have like a soft commit, where they throw a Will-O-Wisp down, they throw a coil, but they can't really get into the fight. That's where Team Spirit in 2 minutes time will capitalize on that failed initiation and try and just wreak havoc in the fight. The Batrider blinking in, the PA just jumping onto the supports. And with the items that we're mentioning for Vikingg, none of these help survive when they are jumped. They allow for the fight to occur, but they don't allow for their own survival. So Kotal, Ench, these heroes will just blow up. Maybe the mech can help the Ench a little bit, but against a PA, 800 HP Ench, you're buying the mech for your team at this point. So yeah, the next 2-3 minutes are looking quite scary for Vikingg, especially when they get constantly flared and are under the vision of Team Spirit.
Indeed. You want to do a quick shard check? I saw something interesting on Team Spirit.
All right, I'm having a look. Hold on. You mean the PA or?
Yep, the PA who just finished the BKB, and we're gonna get that 12% max HP nuke from the Fan of Knives. Well, and the break. I'm happy to see that we're seeing the shard on the PA actually bought in the correct order. Yesterday we saw, I think, third item. It was like Battle Fury, Deso. No, it was Battle Fury, BKB. Battle Fury, BKB, shard, then Deso. Yeah. So it was a bit off in the order.
Yeah, a little
but
bit.
The Ignis keeps Celery up. The hook shot connects on Aramis. Tobat is the one holding the choke point of the river. Shat moves in. The time dilation BKB used by Yatoro. Can't use that chrono. They're all too stacked up right now. Celery's dead. Puck seems to get the escape out. Toby low on HP. Another jump from Yatoro. Shat still waiting for his opportunity, but look at Team Spirit. They're so spread out. There's no way this guy can jump in. He finally does. And there's the BKB on the Kunkka. The connection from the coconut. And Shad might have just dug his own grave with that jump in so bad. He's got like, what, 10 HP? Well, about 100 HP. He's still being hunted by a Hadouken creep at the same time. The crits come through on Shad, but not enough from Yatoro. Needed probably one more to get it. Boom, however. Wait, what the heck? Boom actually died in the river.
Yeah, so during that fight, when you saw the Void jump in for that chrono, Collapse was actually positioned just here behind the trees in Firefly. The Void didn't see him, and as soon as he jumped in, the Batrider just kind of walked through the trees and built this kind of invisible wall, not allowing the Puck and the rest of the heroes to get into that engagement. It's why you saw Void nearly go down, but also then Puck got chased down by the Witch Doctor and the Batrider. So it's really good patience from Collapse. He also played on the fringe of the fight, knowing that the Nyx was still alive. He couldn't hard commit.
They're gonna go hunting though. Yatoro being the target. Toby fills in the front line, but only does a little bit of damage here. Shad can't find any targets. Team Spirit looking like they might even fight this. And now comes the TP from the Batrider as well. The Team Spirit are back in full strength. Hookshot comes through. Connects onto Toby. Meanwhile, Shad is fighting against her own Totoki, and Yatoro gets the jump on the clockwork. Here's the Ignis. The Puck ulti comes through as well, but it's another miss. Doesn't connect on anything. Toby are dead, Sobat are dead, and the clockwork buys back. Celery dropping very low at the hands of Yatoro and Collapse, and this Inch will burn alive. Team Spirit, they find success, and this might just mean Roshan.
Yeah, just the power of these BKBs now, the confidence in Team Spirit able to enter these fights. Batrider now completed his zone. It just gets so much scarier for Vikingg. And I mentioned the idea of what Vikingg want to do with their lineups. They were never able to get to these early skirmishing fights, so they're now the ones with the lack of damage and the lack of presence simply because of how tanky Team Spirit has become.
Well, no Ignis, no Puck ulti, no coil. Batrider getting E-bladed. Got Shad also trying to make some moves, but Roshan falls. Aegis for Yatoro. And Vikingg, they have to disengage at least. They never actually went in, just observed. I was like, well, we can't really do much. Maybe try and steal Roshan with the illusory orb.
And we haven't really mentioned it yet, but Boom went for the E-Blade build, the good old Thompson Puck E-Blade. And I'm just thinking right now, Coddle uses Solar Bind, magic resistant reduction. Puck uses E-Blade, damage, you know, improvements. So now you're going to have this one hero who should get completely blown up. Now, also, if that's inside a Chrono, that is a disgusting amount of damage that's going to come out on this one hero if they aren't in position. Like, yeah, I like the creativity from Vikingg. My fear is simply it's all about that one kill, that one pickoff, and they're just not finding them.
Yep.
On the other side, yeah, exactly. On the other side, Spirit, they're the ones running around the map, finding the pickoffs and really setting the pace of the game. 7k lead at 25 minutes. It's looking a bit grim. Yeah, it's Vikingg with the Void versus the World. Like right now, they need Shad to get like a miracle level performance. He needs 2-3 more items and just to try and lock down the game.
Yeah. And suddenly, now that you look at this game, Coddle doesn't seem like a really big threat after all.
Oh, yeah, like Coddle's one of the best here. Hold on, let's watch him die for a second.
Alright. Alright, throws in the Ignis, buys a little bit of time for himself. Lane break, hookshot.
Well, he made it a little bit difficult, but yeah, as we were saying, I think Coddle, he is a very good hero. We can't knock that after just this single game, but it's the idea that when teams are able to play together and troop up, that's when he's strong. Yatoro in the bot lane.
This is a good one. They might get the Aegis out of the way. Toronto Tokyo coming to back up his buddy. Yatoro pops his BKB, and the turnaround comes through. Toby's out. Celery also dropping low. The X mark's there. The Ascension is dead.
They can't kill him, mate. Like, how realistically, if you load up these heroes, these items in a lobby, how do you kill this PA at this point in the game? Like, Nyx has to hit the Vendetta break. No, they didn't. No, I don't accept what you just said there. Like, Vikingg are really struggling at. Thank you. They really are struggling to get the damage across, and like Shad, he went for this Maelstrom to be a bit more farmy. Obviously, he needs the BKB to survive. He really needs that MKB because that's where Vikingg can play on the lack of saves in Team Spirit lineup. Like, sure, there is this big boat threat to be a damage mitigator, but if Shad can locate the PA in a Chrono, there isn't going to be that like Oracle ult, that SD disruption, that kind of banishing spell to enable their life. So, yeah, I'd like to see Shad be able to pause his own game for a second, get some farm, and then when they go for high ground, you could maybe punish Team Spirit's positioning. The Vikingg, they're a team that they aren't gonna make the silly mistakes which leads to, you know, Shad dying 2 or 3 times alone. Like, they're gonna stop positioning around him and identify the fact that he's the one that needs the farm. He needs the game. Like, look at Celery. He's right next to him. He'll block the smoke. He'll die if necessary. Like, all he's doing right now is, all right, Void, we need you to be #1. That's it.
So Celery is technically not the sacrificial lamb, but the sacrificial deer.
Yes. You must kill Bambi to win the game. Yes, exactly that.
Dire's bottom tower under fire.
I think the main idea is maybe kill off the Void Spirit. Not Void Spirit. Faces Void to get.
Dude, I nearly said the same thing. When I said Void, my brain was like Spirit, and I was like, no. Bad T, don't say that. It's a Void, just a Void.
You are listening to TNT.
That is
Smoke
true.
up by Team Spirit in the mid lane. So bad. Yatoro, Miposhka, collapse. Just pushing out the mid wave out.
Boom! There it goes.
They're on the hunt. See if they can find somebody. Toby's hiding in the trees. He has been doing a lot of hiding action. He's gonna stay there. Meanwhile, you see the Coddle in the top corner. Coddle actually TP's home. I guess Coddle could technically stay in the trees in some lane and just use recall for their advantage. Have that split push going on the whole time.
You can see from just the map setup though, it's the idea that they just need to push out waves and try and allow for Spirit to waste a TP.
Beautiful catch on Shad. Follows absolutely through. And he's just deleted in the hands of Yatoro. That's 2,000 HP down in less than a second.
Dire's middle tower taking damage.
Good old PAA. You know, one big patch comes into play. You think things will get changed, but only Sven, out of all the heroes, only Sven got the treatment from the frog. Like PA, bit of blur fade time. Ooh, level 10 talent, 25 less HP. Ooh, 50 less cast range. No, it's still a bloody PA. It's still gonna one-hit you.
It's like, I heard that they like to use fans. We gave you fan for your PA. All the PA fans are happy now. All right. Toby setting up for mid, looking for the stun with the force snap, gets it through onto the Witch Doctor. Lumina comes through as well, and so bad. He's already caught the Nyx. He's got a hook shot available as well. Does he get to use it? Does a creep wave in between? And now lining up. There we go. Onto the Bambi, right in the buttocks of the Enchantress. And there we go. The puck ulti finally connecting onto decent amount of damage. And now we get the Chrono. Now we get the Chrono, but where's the damage? They need to capitalize on this. Shad only gets one out of the way. Toronto Tokyo still has a BKB. Gonna get bashed up. Miposhka waiting, and he's gonna get initiated on now this time with, again, the same treatment delivered by Yatoro. Just bashes and smashes the hands of this Faceless Void. No face, no hands, no nothing. And collapse. He's there to back him up at 25 seconds. No lasso. Vikingg lose 3. They did get the Chrono, but they don't have the damage anymore.
I will say, you know, I as an analyst, I like to try and bring out new aspects to the audience. And right there, Team Spirit, this is a moment where they should be utilizing their tips onto Shad. Simply because the PA had no BKB, had no Aegis, and Shad was unable to actually connect on the Chrono, killing off what arguably is one of the biggest and most threatening heroes on Team Spirit's side. So a little bit of a rough one for sure. And it's so hard for Vikingg, as much as I kind of meme it there. Like, they're basically playing for we need to win a fight based on Team Spirit's over-aggression, but this fight, it's not going to net them anything. They aren't going to, like, even if they kill the PA there, it gives them a little bit of breathing room, but they're 20k down at 30 minutes. It is so hard for them to really get back into this, but killing the PA there would have, of course, helped. You know,
can we commend Toronto Tokyo for building a scythe on Kunkka?
Dude, this guy is bombed, man. I saw him buy the BKB armlet, and I was like, all right. I saw the Hex quick, but I'm like, damn, son, you hate Puck. Like, yeah, it's a nice build.
Puck, but also prevents the Faceless Void from ever using his jump. Meanwhile, well, guess who they found? They found Boom. And now the hook shot as well. Celery will fall as well, so Vikingg will have 2 heroes down. And this is starting to turn into a super difficult defense for them. Team Spirit are just running around and doing what they want, basically.
Yeah, they're having fun. That's the key thing. They're just, you know, just doing their thing. Because, like, if you look at these lineups, it's the idea that Vikingg early on, they're the ones that need to be the aggressors, need to be setting the early pace of the game, utilize recall. But we never saw that come into play. They were never able to really punish Team Spirit because they're the ones making the first move. So, yeah, really good performance so far. But high ground maybe could be Viking's last hope here, I think. This, especially when Void's back up, they got one more Chrono until they're completely gone.
Mid-rack's
not trying to be doom and gloom or anything, but
we can agree the situation is grim.
Yes.
And Roche, look at that Roche timer. Hot damn, that's a fast one.
Right. Off you go, Spirit.
That's like, was that like 15 seconds max? That was a very quick one.
Yeah. Look at clock's current. Oh, guys, it's up. All right, look at the minimap. Look at the minimap.
Ping, ping, ping.
Turn around.
Bing,
no, they're gonna go for a kill first. Oh, I thought they were gonna instantly just turn.
Collapse toying with him there. And there's the sheep stick. All right, okay. Let the poor guy out of his misery already. BKB used by Batrider. Gonna get Boom, and Boom will be grabbed. And they will get the connection with the hook shot in melee range. Make sure that Boom is out. 60 seconds dead. Celery getting burnt up. Shad has died somewhere in the jungle. GG is called. Vikingg are the one to tap out. And Team Spirit, they start this series 1-0.
What a beautiful game for Team Spirit, honestly. I mean, just amazing stuff. I think the key thing is the identifier is the fact that this Kunkka last pick, it allows them to play a completely different type of game in which Vikingg just can't deal with. They can play passive. Their lack of early damage, which is always going to be an issue with these type of heroes, it doesn't come into effect because they play such a strong lane, and the Kunkka is so farmed that he's always able to be present in the fights. We mentioned the idea that Kunkka has to always be there for the fight, otherwise it's going to be an issue. Vikingg, they take this early bot tower, and it gives Kunkka such a free passage into the mid game, or the exit of laning phase, because guess what? If Vikingg have taken the bot tier 1 of Spirit, they only have to play for top or mid. Kunkka plays top side, keeping his TP active for mid. Therefore, it's literally impossible for him to not be in the fight, right? Because it's, you know, 2 lanes, he's got TP for one, he's in the other. I think that alone just allowed this Kunkka to have complete free farm, open up the map, and then Vikingg, they decided, well, we have to farm now. If we can't fight because Kunkka's there, we have to farm. And with the offlane Nyx and this Ench and the Coddle, they're not heroes that want to happily just sit in the jungle. They want to be proactive. So Vikingg just never got to play out their draft simply because of like the 8 to 15 minute portion of this game just never happened for them. And then Spirit, they just outscaled. So yeah, beautiful game from Team Spirit. And I think Kunkka for sure is the MVP. Itemization and just the way he played the map was really, really good.
Yeah, that was, could almost say, a classic Toronto-Tokyo gameplay there with the Kunkka being the last pick. And this time, the last pick hero actually had a lot of impact in this game. Yeah. Well, it was provided with his support. I think Sobat had a decent performance on Clockwork. Collapse played, once again, a really good Batrider game as well. Sure. So I feel like Team Spirit, they definitely were giving some fun and really enjoying their gameplay here. Vikingg GG, I guess I'm still waiting for the engine to start roaring because, you know, that was a bit of a slow game. To be honest, it was a bit of a slow start for them, and we know that they can still bring us like a lot of crazy stuff and some really good things as well. But the best thing here is the best of 5, so it's not over after 2 wins, it's over after 3. So we're going to take a tiny break here, and we will return. So remember, refill your fridges, or just, you know, empty your fridges with all those Monster Energy drinks, and join us after the break for game number 2.